Guys, I have never played Pokemon White before, so I'm super excited to show you my new series, a randomized Nuzlocke for Pokemon White. Let's begin the journey. First, I get to meet Sharon, or Karen, the male Karen, I don't know. Then, I get to meet Bianca. Apparently, she has daddy issues. And then finally, I get to pick a Pokemon, so I got 3 randomized options. So I'm given the options of Darmanitan, Swinub, and Ferrothorn, and chat decided that they wanted Darmanitan, which can't really blame them. The other thing is, those 2 rivals I just mentioned, they get to keep the other 2 for the whole game. So having Ferrothorn being quad weak to fire, pretty nice. So now that we've completely destroyed the bedroom, for some reason our Pokemon were walking on walls, it's time to look at the stats. And of course the game gives me kind of a mini glass cannon here, with some crazy special attack. Of course I never get speedy Pokemon to start, but he does have speed boost as an ability, which isn't too bad. And they also gave me a couple semi-decent moves to start off, so while this is a pretty good start for attacking purposes, he'll probably die eventually. And of course the Dini cult comes back in roaring fashion after a break for a while, and has decided to name it Dinitan. So let's begin our journey. And it is time for the Route 1 encounter. Who might be joining our team today? And we run into a little Shuppet. The only problem with this little guy is he might be pretty easy to kill, so I'm a little bit afraid to attack him. So I throw a Pokeball first, to no avail, so I'm feeling risky. It's time to see if we can actually do some damage, so I queue up a Razor Leaf, and it misses. Not only that, but then he whips out a curse on me, so we gotta catch this guy quick. So I throw another Pokeball quickly. Boom, we got one. Our little ghost friend is joining the team. So for some reason chat wanted to name it Kermit. So the stats are pretty weak, as to be expected for a Shuppet. It sucks it won't evolve to Banette until level 37, but it does have multi-type, which is kind of cool. Not only that, but it comes with a Splash Plate as well, so it's already just a water type, apparently. And it does have Shadow Sneak, so it might be able to do some damage early on. But for now, it's gonna be kinda weak. Poor little Kermit. After a bit of messing around, we finally have the Route 2 encounter. Hopefully we can find something that can round out our team. And we find a Ponyta. Nothing like a good flaming horse. Good thing is, Kermit's really weak, so we can just whittle it down for a while, and then eventually it'll be in a position where we can catch it. And then we toss a Pokeball, and it should just be easy peasy. Unfortunately, that's another fire type added to the team. But we'll take it because more Pokemon is more Pokemon. So we go back and heal up. We go back into the grass to try to level up our weaker Pokemon. And of course our boy Shuppet has a type advantage here. Easy peasy, right? Well, let's go live and see how this actually goes. His evasiveness rose sharply? Damn. Okay, that's bad. He doesn't hit that hard. He doesn't hit that hard, I said, before getting murdered. And thus is the end of our little ghostly friend. Well, we must soldier on. Anyways, we have to look at Ponyta's stats, which, by the way, we got a defender at least to make up for Dinitan's weak defenses. It's not a great attacker, which really sucks, but we do have some speed on our little horsey, and it's also got Blaze from the randomized ability, which powers up fire-type moves, so that kind of works out well. And it is slightly a special attacker, so Fire Pledge, Fire Spin are useful, that's about it. It's not going to be great right now, but the defenses will be helpful in the future. We're finally continuing with our adventure once again. We get to run into the first item of the game. And guess what we find? Literally an old Amber in the grass. I get a free Pokemon as the first item of the game. That is wild. And because fossils are randomized, this is an entirely random Pokemon. We don't know what this is going to be, but it's really cool either way. So once again, we absolutely annihilate Bianca because why not? So far, these rivals are actually pretty easy at the beginning of the game. I thought this game was going to be harder. Then we explore the main city a little bit, and we move over to fight some more trainers. So far, the battles have been pretty easy, but we've run into trainers that have only had type weaknesses against me. Finally, we go up against somebody who has a Pokemon that is actually super strong against my only 2 fire types. So we have to switch out and bring in Diniton, and as you know, Diniton does not have great defenses, so let's go in live and see how this plays out. And safe. Survive it. All you gotta do is survive it and we're in. You barely freaking survived it. We do get the speed boost and we do get to keep going. This is not how I wanted to start a Nuzlocke, guys. But it was not Diniton's time to die today. For a moment we were safe, but little did Diniton know he was gonna be pressed into service once again. Watch as I find out some more bad news. Please don't be water, or ground, or rock. 3 Pokemon? Guys, I need to catch... Oh my god. GG. So once again, Diniton ascended from the heavens to take on his mortal enemy, a ground-type Pokemon. And he survives the blast of death. But Diniton has a secret that nobody else knows. He has a grass move. And with one fell swoop, he saves the day again. After all the pain and misery, we run into this young woman who decided for some reason that she just wanted to give me a free Pokemon. Let's go in live and see what exactly she's willing to give me. Darmanitan, really? Then Heatran? Heatran? I can't have another fire type. Your Darmanitan does not do well against water type. Say, do you want this Heatran? Well, I mean, yeah, I do. But I don't need... No, it can't. No, it can't. I can't do these guys. I can't keep getting fire types. It's too much. But it's really powerful. Well, we're about halfway to a fire type gym at this point, but at least we got a mythical, legendary, whatever it is, beast of a fire steel Pokemon, so we can check off a rock weakness at least. Stats at this level, of course, are amazing. It's a special attacker, but it boosts attack with guts if there's a static problem, so it can kind of use both. It's not super speedy, but you honestly can't complain in this situation. Unfortunately, I only have physical attacks, but honestly, Steel Wing and Fire Punch are not bad. And this girl, Spice Girl, she might carry me at this point. This might be my only chance of survival. So of course we have to ruin Sharon's day at least one more time before we start the gym, and we should be ready to go. Today we take on Cress. It is a 2v2. I'm bringing in Spice Girl and Diniton. Level cap is 14. We just have to hope and pray we're not going up against a water or a ground type. And of course, right off the bat, Cress comes in with a Zekrom. Why not? Go big or go home, I guess. Both combatants start by trading blows. They both seem very tanky. On the bright side, the Zekrom doesn't have very strong moves. But then my greatest fears come to fruition. He uses a health potion, which I cannot do. But the difference is in attacks, where Spice Girl's hitting just a little bit harder, and when it matters the most, she finishes it off in the clutch. For the ace, Cress sends out a Roggenrola. My fears that it might have a ground-type move are present. But at the end of the day, it is a rock-type Pokemon, and I am Steel. And I take my Steel Wings, and I lay the smackdown on the little rock, and Spice Girl, the goat, begins her climb towards fame. And Gym 1 has been utterly laid to waste.